welcome to another episode of The Homeland, the story of the returnee. And today with me we have Nana, Agyei, Yeboah. And this is your host, Nana Ansa. Today we're going to have conversations with the two Nana. Don't move. Stay right. We'll be back with you.
Are you expecting money from your relations abroad? Have you ever been defrauded of your money remittance? Open an ADB account today. Send your name and your account number to your relations abroad. Ask them to use MoneyGram direct to account service and receive your money in your account in minutes. With MoneyGram direct to account service, there's no PIN code wahala. You can now access your money on all ATMs in Ghana or send it to any mobile money wallet using ADB mobile banking app or shortcode *767#. Visit our branches nationwide to conveniently receive your Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, UnityLink, Transfast, and Express Money transfers. Reach us on our Facebook, website, or call our hotline on 0302 210 210 for more information. ADB, truly agri and more.
Hello and welcome back. I hope you didn't move. As you know, I always say grab yourself some tea, some coffee, a hot drink, water if you may. Grab yourself some heavy food. Sit down and enjoy this conversation with me as I welcome my guest, Mr. Agyei Yeboah. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you.
Well, before we start our show, we have a segment called Yes or No. So I ask a question and you just answer me yes or no. So I'm going to start with my questions.
Okay.
Do you cook?
Yes.
Impressed. Can you live without the internet?
No.
Okay. Have you ever sent a text to the wrong person?
No.
Have you ever lost a fight?
No.
Fist fight?
Fist fight?
Yes.
Say, I don't get into fist fight.
Not even as a child?
As a child, no.
Okay. Are you concerned about what people think about you?
Yes.
Well, that was our segment for yes or no. And hopefully you also answered that question and send it in. I want to know what your questions was and your answers. So, Mr. Agyei, my question to you is, well, that's your question, or how I break my ice of the conversations. Do you have any hobbies? Do you have hobbies right now that you enjoy doing?
I do. I like reading poetry.
Oh, okay.
Listen to music. And going to movies.
So what are like your favorite, what would you say, what favorite music do you like? What's your genre? Like what do you like in music? Do you like the modern right now?
I like both modern and traditional.
Do you have like a specific artist you like or you don't want to mention?
Maybe Lumba.
You like Lumba?
Mm-hmm.
I like Lumba. He's all-time classic. Yeah. And also, what movies would you say poetry? Do you have any poetry joints in Ghana that you like to go to? So far, poetry joints in Ghana. Have you been to the +233?
I haven't been to, since I came back, I'm not aware of where the joints are, but I like reading, poetry.
Do you have any favorite?
Yeah, Atukweyokai. Logarithms.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. So, what pushed you into those hobbies? Is it like an old-time hobbies, or was it like as an adult a hobby that you decided to pick on, or was something you enjoyed as a child?
I enjoyed as a child. I like reading, and I also read English at University of Ghana. So I'm into poetry reading and sometimes writing. Okay,
so you're right. Growing up, your earlyhood childhood, how was that like for you? How would you say your earlyhood childhood shaped you into the man you are today?
My early childhood was good. I mean, when we were growing up, Ghana wasn't bad You know, that we didn't experience like scarcities of commodities and other things. There were no threats of violence and others. So when you are going to school, you focus on your education and all that. Okay, so that shaped me into growing up, trying to stay out of violence, bad behaviors, and things.
Because it wasn't promoted and there was nothing for you to aspire to or see. It was more like a peace and harmony.
Yeah, it was peace and harmony, respect for elders, and also like commitment and dedication to, you know, duty, so to speak.
So we had accountability then?
Yeah, accountability. I mean, you could be held accountable, not only by your parents, by your even community, your neighbors, and so forth.
So would you say your parents were strict?
My parents were, yes. Yeah,
very strict?
My father was strict. Yeah.
So you had to be out at a certain time, be home at a certain time, get your work done at a certain time. So you had a very structured upbringing, would you say?
Structured upbringing. My father was a chief. So it's like there's high expectation of you to behave even when you're outside and things like that. Okay.
You should.
He wasn't like, I mean, corporal punishment was not part of the equation, but you want to conform.
Usually when parents are strict and you have a high expectations, the children turn out to be rebellious. Would you say you were part of like the rebellious crowd, or you just went with the rules and regulations that were placed?
I wasn't the rebellious type because, like I said, it was strict in a good sense. It wasn't like harsh, you know. That, so I didn't grow up like rebelling to, you know, against authority and things. Yeah.
So, growing up with you, and you end up at University of Ghana studying languages. So, how would you say your school journey was? And what schools did you go to? Do you feel like your parents had an influence? Were they loading to take you to like good schools, all the way for you to be in the University of Ghana?
My schooling journey was a little. When I was growing up, my father was old, and you know, so I couldn't go to secondary school. At a point that we didn't have free education, free SHS. Okay, so I went to teacher training college, 4-year teacher training college. But when I was passing out, I had done my O-levels.
Oh, okay.
So I came out with my 4-year
teacher
skills certificate and my
O-levels.
Yeah,
2 in 1.
So I came out as what they used to call as post-sec, like somebody who has finished secondary school and went to teacher training college.
Oh, okay.
So I went to teach, and whilst I was teaching, I did the A-levels through private studies, and within 2 years I got my A-levels. So I taught for 2 years, and the 3rd year I gained admission to University of Ghana.
So would you say, did you sponsor yourself through your education?
Yes.
So you were hardworking from beginning, from since childhood. So when you went to University of Ghana, I know you studied English. Why English? Like English as a subject for you to study?
Actually, the first year I did English, linguistics, and drama.
Okay.
At our time, they wanted to introduce theater arts. Okay. So, but so why I chose English? Because I did like languages. Okay, I had, you know, like I grew up, you know, with a lot of interest in reading and other things. So I wanted, I had flair. Yeah.
But so you, from English, you did drama, a little bit of drama. So I guess you have a little bit of drama background, what I said.
I did drama for the first year.
You dropped it?
I dropped it because it was very, you know, I'll say it was hard work. You know, drama, there's a lot of reading.
Yes.
Okay, theater studies. And English, there's a whole lot of, you know, our syllabus was amazing. I remember one time we had a lecturer from Canada, a Canadian came, he looked at our syllabus, first year, you know, at Legon, and he said that the syllabus must be revamped. It was too much.
Yeah.
You're reading from Shakespeare, Chaucer, to, you know, African literature. So if you combine that with drama and also linguistics.
Yeah.
So I dropped drama first year and focused on English and linguistics.
Okay. So with that process, after you finished university, did you get to travel straight away, or were you in Ghana for like a few times?
When I finished, I did my national service at Agyei Secondary School in Kumasi. So after my national service, I traveled to Nigeria. I had a teaching appointment offer, so I went there to teach.
So when you were in Nigeria teaching, were you affected by the Ghana Must Go? Because I know during those times we had Ghana Must Go going on. Were you part of it? Did it affect you?
No, I didn't, because I had contract with the like Nigerian government. I had my resident permit, and I had, you know, like an expatriate teacher. So I wasn't affected.
So would you say the excitement there whilst you got there, did you feel like, I want to take this on, or was it like, you know what, home is way better, like, I know how the process and everything work at home, or was America still, when you got there, you were like, this is a journey I'm willing to take and make?
Yeah, I was still fascinated about the opportunities that you could get there as against, you see, by the time, you see, during our time, there were, the political climate in the country was turbulent. That was the time of military takeovers and so on and so forth. Okay, so things were not as stable, and you know, and in America, I was excited about the opportunities that you could get, and I wanted to, you know, get immersed in the American society and learn whatever I can learn, you know, to better my life. So it wasn't like I got there and
you wanted to come back home?
You want to come back home now.
So when you got to, did you know anyone in America before going? Did you have any family in America before going? Did you know anyone?
I had a friend, and I had a couple of my nephews there before I went. So
when you got there, you end up staying with someone for a while?
Yeah, I ended up staying with my friend in New York. But later I moved to Massachusetts, where my nephew was. Okay. So, Mr. Yeboah, we're going to come back soon with more conversations. You're watching DNT, the Homeland Serve the Returnee. Don't move as we have more conversation with Mr. Yeboah. We're going to talk about the journey in America and how the challenges and what motivated him to stay. And also stay tuned for more.
Hello, my name is Kofi Upon Agyei, and I bring you NASA on DNT, a program designed to expose corruption and indiscipline in our society and advocate for the punishment of these offenders whose activities impede national development. The National Road Safety Commission indicates that Ghana loses $230 million to road accident, with over 1,600 deaths reported every year. In 2018, Shraj report indicated that Ghana loses 13.5 billion Ghana cedis to corruption. And United Nations Children's Fund UNICEF has also stated that Ghana loses $290 million to poor sanitation alone. This is not right. So make a date with me, and together let's name and shame the offenders of the law. NASA, see something, say something.
Welcome back to the Homeland Serve the Returnee. I hope you didn't move. You know, as I always say, grab your coffee, and I hope you're still sitting down. And if you haven't been watching, stay tuned while we talk to Mr. Yeboah. So Mr. Yeboah, when you got to America, did you go straight into schooling, or did you end up working? How was that journey for you there?
I didn't go straight into schooling. I worked maybe a couple of years before I went.
So would you say your degree in Ghana, was it useful in America when you got there, or you had to learn again and pick up other subjects? And the reason why you decided to do masters, 2 masters at that?
No, I mean, the degree from Ghana was recognized. University of Ghana is, recognized internationally. So anywhere, you went, they recognize your degree and credentials. I wanted to move on to a professional level studies. So that's why I did a master's degree. I first did a master's in education management, and then I moved on to do another master's in social work administration.
The journey as in Ghana and America right now, what was it like with school-wise? What's the difference and what is the similarity with both education systems?
Well, in Ghana, the education was a full-time endeavor. You are in university and you are there on campus full-time. In the U.S., with me, I was working and going to school. So you're going to school like part-time whilst you are working full-time. So that's the difference. But the similarities are that the course content is you need to put in a whole lot to be able to pass your courses.
So would you say the study-wise, was it more practical in America and theoretical in Ghana? It was just both similar due to your field that you were in it?
In America, it's more practical, but you also need to do your theory. You do your theory and you do the practical, the intensive, and so on and so forth.
And I read you were the chairman of MPP USA. How did, from education, social work, divert to politics? How was that transitioning for you?
You see, I'm a professional social worker, so I'm involved in community organizing. And I initially got involved in organizing the Ghanaian community around culture. Okay, there was a time that we formed, tribal associations. Okay. We had Asantema Association of America, and I happened to we had Asantema associations in the whole of USA and Canada, and I was the executive secretary of the council. So we used that to propagate, African culture and Ashanti culture to the African population. That, in a large extent, helped to, fascinate the American population, and there was a surge in tourism around that time.
Yeah.
A lot of people want to come and see the kente we are wearing, very strong, the beads, the gold, and so on and so forth. Okay. So by my background as a social organizer, community organizer, I moved from there into politics.
Okay, so I see how that transitions into politics. So was that job a full-time job for you, or was something you were doing on the side, organizing this community, or were you doing other things on the side that were your profession that you were doing?
It wasn't a full-time job. I was working full-time whilst I was getting involved in politics, because we didn't want to cut umbilical cord. Even though we had moved out of the country, we were still intensely interested in the day-to-day happenings of the country. And so we were aware and we were abreast and involved in the political going-ons.
So your profession, where would you say you would look back and think of your most memorable moments and your successful moments within your profession that you were in the United States?
I was I work for State of Connecticut as a social work administrator. I work with young adults, helping them in different aspects, from emotional challenges to school to drug abuse and the whole spectrum. Okay, so I like, you see, so it's that progression. Working as a teacher, I used to work with.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I moved into social work, still working with people, into politics, working with people. So that common denominator, the likeness to work with people.
And also, so the likeness to work with people, facilitate between them, and also having a way of encouraging and helping individuals. So I guess that's what made you the CEO of the Student Loan Trust Fund right now.
Yeah, so, like administration and management is every place that I've worked, I've demonstrated the skills of being a good manager. And a good manager is people's skills.
Yes.
The ability to work with people and openness. And I also like mentoring, people. So I bring that to the table. And in the US, going through even the education system, you need to interface with quality student loan, because the universities, like in the UK.
Yeah.
Okay. So I learned a bit about students loan, student loan financing. So that coupled with my management skills, brought me to this place.
That's amazing. It's like you can see the transitioning going between different sectors and how it all marries together for you to become. Also, my whole thing was to try to understand how, when you got back to Ghana, since you were working and you were doing your chairman, what motivated you to come back to Ghana, and why did you choose to make that decision, and how is that impacting you right now?
Like I said earlier, we were part of, when we came to 2016, like even prior to that, 2012, 2016, as chairman of MPP USA, and a whole lot of members, they had chapters in different states. Okay, we were actively involved in the campaign, and we believed intensely that MPP is a party that can bring Ghana to the level that we want it to be. And we particularly had, hope and believe in Nana Akufo-Addo's vision. He was coming to USA all the time, okay, and we have gone to, State Department and other places with him. I know and believe his vision. Okay, so we did everything that we can to support him to win. And when he won, I thought it would have been hypocritical. That, okay, we believe in this man, we help him to win, but we are still staying in the comfort of the white man's country. Okay, so some of us had to let go certain things that we were doing, which could have involved recruiting, to come, because we want to be part of Ghana's vision. We believe in him, and we believe that he can take Ghana to the level that we all want. So that's why it wasn't just me. The whole lot of MPP USA members are here. We've taken certain positions, and we are not doing that because we want to enrich ourselves. Because if you compare what we are doing and what we left behind, it's in sync with Nana's philosophy. When he was campaigning, he said he wasn't coming to enrich himself. Okay, so we believe in that vision. That's why we've come. We want to be part of history. And we know he's making history, so we wanted to be part.
You want to be part of the history.
That's the motivation that brought us here.
And when you got that, do you feel like Ghana was more acceptance of your return? It was just Did you feel like you got back home and you're willing to this, or did you find some challenges settling in?
Definitely, you find some challenges. I mean, if you live in the Western systems, when you come initially, the bureaucracy, sometimes it can be suffocating. But you have to make a commitment. Our commitment is to stay and to make things better. Okay, so in terms of welcoming, you see, we are not like foreigners.
Yes.
This is where we are from. Okay, so you don't need anybody to welcome you in order to stay.
But if you've stayed out for so long, you're used to certain structure,
Yeah.
certain laws, regulations, and how things work. And then coming back to Ghana, where it's developing, it's not developed. The mindset is different. The way things are done are different. How are we able to emerge both and be like, okay, now I know this is developed and I'm ready to let all of that go and come to a developing country to be able to help build that to at least a stage where the future generations can enjoy.
I think again, back to piggyback to Nana's vision, it is like the Lee Kuan Yews of and others. He wants to to a large extent use people from the diaspora to help change the system. So we have a role to play, and in the process, there are going to be certain frustrations, but that should not be an obstacle. You have to learn to adjust, to certain frustrations, and also do things so that people could learn, that lead by example. The little corner where you are, you brighten it, so that people see that this is how things are done elsewhere, and then they may also learn from it.
So it's gaining knowledge from outside and bringing it to better our nation, and also be more open to the fact that Ghana is developing and we have to come with a certain commitment and a level of understanding.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And also, I know Nana's vision is like #1, and that's the motivation behind it. But then personally for you, how did you mentally psych yourself to embark this journey? Or was it something that you knew, Ghana is home, I have this figured out, like I'm willing to throw everything and at least be part of this history in the making?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it wasn't a knee-jerk decision, so if I may put it that way, because I was involved in the process.
In America from the beginning.
From the beginning, I was vice chairman of MPP, and then I became a chairman. I was a chairman for 8 years. Okay, so during a couple of attempts, I was there with him. Okay, so all that, it wasn't something that came all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Okay, so
you were already mentally prepared for all this running.
Prayer that he wins, and then we come to support. Okay, but when the time came, it is never an easy decision because you have your family there.
Yes.
Okay, so you may be willing to come any moment, but maybe your family.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, like the family aspect. How do they handle the fact that you're coming, or do you bring your whole family with you?
No, I didn't. Yeah.
So you go back and forth.
I go back and forth.
Well, thank you so much. We're going to go for a short break and then we'll come back with more. You're watching Homeland, Story of the Returnee, and with me we have Mr. Yeboah. I hope you're hearing him and listening to what he has to say. Stay tuned for more.
Are you expecting money from your relations abroad? Have you ever been defrauded of your money remittance? Open an ADB account today. Send your name and your account number to your relations abroad. Ask them to use MoneyGram direct to account service and receive your money in your account in minutes. With MoneyGram direct to account service, there's no PIN code wahala. You can now access your money on all ATMs in Ghana. or send it to any mobile money wallet using ADB mobile banking app or shortcode *767#. Visit our branches nationwide to conveniently receive your Western Union, MoneyGram, RIA, UnityLink, TransFast, and Express Money transfers. Reach us on our Facebook, website, or call our hotline on 0302-210-210 for more information. ADB, truly agri and more.
Welcome back to Homeland, the story of the returning, and we're Mr. Yeboah, and we're going to dive straight into student loan. I know that's something you've been dying to hear, and I'm also dying to help and see what we can get from him and the information that can help. So Mr. Yeboah, we know the student loan initially need 3 guarantors, and right now there's a process going on about you might end up with 1 guarantor. So how did that process come about, and what can the viewers get from this?
You see, the mandate of the student loan is to help very and needy students to get financial assistance to pursue their education goals. Originally, when it was started by SNIT, okay, so to access the loan, you need to have 3 guarantors who were SNIT contributors. But looking at it, we felt it was inherently discriminatory, because there are a whole lot of people, especially if you looking for needy people who don't have parents or relatives contributing to SNIT. That means it's going to be difficult for them to sell.
Yeah.
Okay, so as part of rebranding and re-engineering the loan, there are other strategies that we are putting in place to make it easier to access and other things. We are diversifying the guarantors.
So people from non-formal organization can also come to university if they wish to, when the guarantors move from 3 to 1, because then that is more visible and it's more feasible for people to be able to use.
Yeah, even apart from reducing it to 1, now you can also, religious bodies can also guarantee for you.
Okay.
So the recognized churches and the Muslim societies can guarantee for people who are seeking the loans. We are also looking at MMDCs and other groups can also guarantee. Okay, so we want to make it as easy
as possible
and to broaden it. So that's one
aspect of
the changes that we are making.
Okay. How can someone get information about all the student loan and how to apply for it when the process is going on? Like, what is the information online? Is there any information online? And how do they get in contact?
Yeah, I mean, there are information online, and we also do at the beginning of each semester, we do sessions at the universities. Plus, we also have zonal offices, 14 zonal offices on the major university campuses that you can walk to and get information from there. We also do adverts, and we go to radio and television to talk about student loans. We are working with the universities also so that let's say in their admission brochure, they insert in it so that you can read that when you get admission, the student loan, we can also access student loan, and then the information, the contact information will be there.
Does this only apply to university students, or does this only apply to universities?
The loans?
Yes.
Yeah, it's for tertiary. So those are who are going for, currently as it's set up, it's for those pursuing undergraduate programs.
So if you've been out of secondary school for a while and now you want to further your university due to the new process and the procedures, can you still apply for it and can you still go?
Yeah, I mean, you need to get admission to accredited tertiary institution, and you must be pursuing an accredited program. Those are the requirements, and you must be a Ghanaian. So when you meet all those qualifications, you can apply regardless of how
long it is. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Yeboah. As we've heard, all you need is meeting all the criteria. Also being able to provide, as long as, it doesn't matter how long you've been home for, if you can provide all that is needed, you're permitted to apply for a student loan. And I hope you got much information as I did from this, and it also helps. You're watching Homeland, the story of the returnee, and today with me was Nana Agyei Yeboah. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
But before we usually end the show, we have a segment at the end called the Big Six. So I ask an either-or question, and you choose one, and you have to choose one. You can't tie it, and you can't not choose. Straight choose one. So my question for you is, formal or traditional?
Traditional.
Why?
Because I believe I like culture. I like, as Kwame put it, African personality. I believe that I will need to project the African personality to the world.
Okay. Politician or preacher?
Politician.
Why?
Because of it.
Is it because you're a politician?
Because I'm a politician, and you see, a politician is a preacher in a different way.
No.
No. Okay. I'm a politician because why? I like politics. I like also I see a blend between politics and social work. That as a politician, you have to be an advocate. You have to be the voice of the voiceless. Okay, so I ardently always want to advocate, for those who don't have voice.
That's very politically correct. Why you go for that? Beauty or brains?
Brains.
Why?
Because beauty, especially in this era that we are in, you can purchase accessories and other things to look beautiful.
Yeah.
But brain, it's natural, and you can use it to improve your environment, the world, and society.
Okay, that's a good one. Money or fame?
Money or fame?
Yes. No politically correct answer. Money or fame?
Money or fame, I'll choose fame.
So that means you have the money.
I don't have, no, if you are using
Mandela's theory.
But what you want to leave after.
Okay.
After when you are gone, okay, fame.
Okay, so the legacy, the good name behind it. Okay. Structured routine or go with the flow?
I like structured routine.
Ghana, structured routine?
Yeah, because Ghana, you see, without traditional systems, it used to be structured routine. Okay, everything goes type of Ghana that we have is not what it used to be. Okay, yeah.
Okay. My final and favorite of them all, and you have to really think about this to select one. Dance or sing?
Dance or sing?
You have to really think about this because it might cost you.
Yeah. If you ask me to sing.
It might cost you, that's what I'm saying. Dance or sing?
I would say dance, but I don't dance. Okay.
No, you better use. Okay, so since you said dance, you have to dance.
No,
It's
because the dance that I want to dance,
yeah.
you don't have it here. I like traditional drum.
Oh, I can have the music for you. I can actually play it good. I learned, which one is that one? And then you put, you see? So we did have the beat. That's how it goes, right? Thank you so much, Mr. Yeboah. I really did enjoy this. And hopefully, I hope we'll get back and we will have people that want to send their questions. And hopefully, you can help with this. Thank you so much for saying it. Thank you. That was Homeland, the story of the returnee. Today with me was Mr. Yeboah. I hope you got information out of this and also how to apply for your student loan. And stay in tune for my next guest. You don't want to miss this. I promise you every week I'll bring something that you can learn from, someone that can improve your life. Homeland, you don't want to miss it.
Every weekday at 12 and 5 p.m., DNT Newsroom brings you the most topical, fact-based and up-to-date news from Ghana and around the world.
Politics, business, sports and news from the diaspora, all covered in this comprehensive news update.
If it matters, DNT Newsroom will have it covered.
DNT News, be informed.
So finally, my final question is, Mr. Yeboah, what would be your advice to people wanting to get student loan and the process of the tedious struggle that they go through? What would be advice for them and how to help them relax and feel like the government is behind them and help in the best way possible?
My advice to students who want to access the student loan, first of all, there was a lot of myths around the student loan that we're trying to, abolish. Okay, it's not as tedious as people think. It's a simple process. You can go online and or you can go to any of the zonal offices and we walk you through. We are also in the process of making it more user-friendly and making the loan easily accessible. You see, when this government, Nana Kwaku's government came into power, it increased the loan amount by 50%. Okay, so prior to that, the loan was too small that most students didn't think it was worth applying for. But it's increased by 50%. So we keep doing things to make it better and also to make assessing it easier. We're working to make it to a point where when you put in your application in about 2 weeks you get a loan. We are also working to expand the portfolio because we are also looking forward because with the pre-SHS we know that after 2020 when the students come out, a lot more students will be knocking on our doors. Okay, so we need to position the fund so that it will be solvent enough to be able to absorb the avalanche of potential applications that will be received.
Thank you so much. I hope you did get some information. That's it. Thank you so much, Mr. Edwin.